Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It's Friday, and guess what? We had a follow-through day, and that is a very, very good thing because that means that it is time to start looking to possibly go a little bit into the market here. I mean, we've been sitting here in cash, and it hasn't really been that exciting because we haven't really, the market just has not been has not been with us. But now we are in a confirmed uptrend, and what that means, of course, is that this is the time that we can move back into the market, and and it's giving us some hope, at least for the short term, that we can get. That we can get some upward movement on this market, and that would be a good thing because we might be back to where we could possibly see some more uptrend. But basically, what happened today is that the Dow Jones gained 2.1%, so a little over seven. Actually, when this slide was made, it was 700 points, but it actually went up above that. The S&P added 2%, and the Russell went up by 2% as well. Now the QQQ gained 1.9%, but most of the action seems to be in in the S&P. So that's kind of where I'm concentrating, looking at things, at least for right now. Here's kind of the numbers that we had, which is great because as you can see, the S&P was up about 2.37%. This is at the end of the day. Dow Jones was up. So was the Nasdaq. So all in all, very, very good day. And we went from a market in a downward trend to a confirmed uptrend. So that's a very, very good thing. Here's what I've got. I basically only have three stocks. I only have three stocks. I did add today, though. I added to my position in ExxonMobil. I'm up about in a few days. I'm up about 2.5%. My star performer has been this one, AEHR, which is a semiconductor equipment company, and it's looking pretty good. We're up basically in the 3-4 days. We're up over 10% on this one. I don't know if this will continue, but this one is starting to look good. I added to this position. Also, I took out a full position. Full position today in Lilly, EI Lilly, and that one just is kind of breaking out. We'll see kind of how that does from there. Here's kind of what the overall was for each of these shares today. Let's see if I can move this back a little bit. There we go. See that a little better. That basically is. We're on ExxonMobil. We're up. Price change about 1.86%. AEHR, this one really moved up nicely, 11% today. EI Lilly up about 3.5%. Now, of course, I didn't buy this right at the open, so I didn't get get this bounce. But I'm happy with what I did get there. So beggars can't be choosers, I guess. That's the moral of the story. All right, so let's see. Let me get this over here so you can see it a little bit better on the TikTok. All right, so basically, I have a ready list available for everyone here, and this is available. All you have to do, get that in the screen for people on TikTok. Basically, you can get this. You can get this by going to https://bit.ly BITLY DTF, and there's an underscore here, RL. So it's DTF underscore RL, and that will give you access to that will give you access to the to that. Let me just put it up on the screen for everybody. There we go. So you can see the full URL. There, everyone can see it. But https bit.ly/DTFRL. And basically what that is that is the that is the link to the list. All right, well, let's get into it. First, I want to just go over some of the I want to go to some of the indexes here first, and then we'll get to questions. But so let me move on over to the let me move on over to the indexes, and this is of course the S&P 500, and this is actually this isn't the spider, but I want to show you this chart. We did have this 1, 2, 3, 4 days. This is kind of what was going on here, and then we did get this bounce, and now now we have moved above the 21-day line. So this is where we got this is where the confirmed uptrend came into the picture here. So this was a nice uptrend. If we look at the spider, which is the ETF, which covers this index, it's identical, obviously. 375. Now I was expecting we were going to get another leg down here, but I was wrong. And definitely we're going to get a move up. If we can stay above this 21-day moving average, we're probably going to go up. We may go as high as the 50-day line. So nice little move here. Very strong buying at the end of the day here on the spider. If you look at it, we just came right up from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. So very nice movement on the spider, and definitely something to look at there. All right, well, let's get to some of the questions. Thanks for holding here, and there we go. Doc. Basically, happy Friday to you. PBR, time to buy. Okay, this is definitely one that we definitely want to look at because this is on the list. This is on the ready list. I do think this is set up extremely well, and I think this one is set up extremely well here to buy. We're right at the pivot, and we did move above the pivot today, and that's right about here. Where the pivot is. So we did move above that. We've got a 99 relative strength, which is very strong. And if you notice, we have people coming we definitely have people coming in to the issue here to buy it. So very interesting, very interesting here. Let's kind of look at the checklist to see, and I'm going over here to the checklist. This is an 89 checklist on PBR. That's not Pabst Blue Ribbon now, that's Petrobras, the Brazilian oil company, looking very, very good here. I definitely think you can buy here because we have changed from we've had that follow through day. We've moved to that confirmed uptrend, and this is definitely one of the ones on the list, Petrobras. So I definitely think this is buyable, and I mean, I would be very interested in possibly taking a swim at this one. So definitely, PBR is viable. What I would recommend on this one is putting a limit order in, because probably what's going to happen is when it's going to come out of the gate on Monday, it's going to pop and then it's going to settle a little bit. So I probably would not recommend buying it right at recommend buying it basically right at the. I wouldn't recommend buying it right at the open. Where I would probably buy it would be into the trading day. And if we go over here to the 10-minute chart, you can see we kind of have some resistance here. It seems to be settling right about 16 here. So what I would do is I would look possibly to do a limit order, basically right about there at about 16.15. So that would be kind of where I would go with that limit order, would be right at that. But PBR definitely is buyable, and I definitely think it would be a good one because because it is looking very, 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 very strong. So let's get to the next question. Thank you very much, Doc. So definitely think that PBR is viable tomorrow. You probably want to put in a limit order at 16.15 so that you get it on its upward trend, and that would be great. All right, here is Charles. Always like hearing from you. Bought LMT options a couple of days ago, up. Now the question is, how far up can we go? Well, for everybody out there, LMT, of course, is Lockheed Martin, and it did have a nice pop. And the question is, how far can it go? Well, I typically don't like us, especially like this. Anytime you're getting them above more about 10% up, that's when you kind of start looking at it as very carefully, because that's when you can get into trouble here. But it does look like we came in, the intermediate high point here, 445, and we're at 456. So I definitely think it's probably going to pull back a little bit, um, possibly on Monday. But here's one thing I do like about this chart. You'll notice these blue bars here. You notice how they're coming down. Oops, there we go. You notice how they started at a high, and then they're moving down. This is very, very bullish, because basically what it means is that people want to buy these shares, but they can't, and but they're still buying them, and this is well above the average. So this is a very bullish sign here. I want to also take a look at the stochastics to see kind of what the momentum on the buying of LMT is. Okay, we definitely think, I think that based on the stochastic indicator here, Charles, I think you might want to start trimming your position, and here's why. The momentum has been to the upside, but we're getting to an oversold position. When we get on 80 or above on the stochastics, that indicates an oversold position, and we're likely to reverse lower. So my guess is you've definitely made a little bit of money there. I would start taking some profits. I wouldn't necessarily sell everything, but I would take profits here, definitely, because we're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback on this one. Now it's probably going to pull back a little bit, but continue up. But I definitely think on Monday we're very likely to see a pullback on this, just a little bit of a pullback based on this chart. So we shall see. But congratulations, that's a great trade that you made on. That's a great trade that you made on Lockheed Martin. Let's see if we got any questions here from TikTok. Thank you very much. Cash is king, but we're moving into a confirmed uptrend, so that is typically good. We have a question from user 2875 159 and whatever about Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla and see if it's even viable at this point. Now remember, Tesla has been moving, is basically the floor on Tesla's been about 200. So let's look at Tesla, TSLA, and see kind of what's going on there with Tesla, and what we had happen today. We definitely had an update, which is, it's always great when we have an update. And I definitely think it may be getting into an oversold position, but the trend on Tesla is still, of course, downward, as we well know. Relative strength on this 23, not good. That means basically that that 67% of the market, no, more than that, excuse me, 77% of the market is doing better than Tesla right now in terms of its strength. But it does look like it has bottomed here the bottom of the consolidation, which is about 200, and it is starting to move up. The question is it going to continue its movement up? And it might. It's trading within a range from about 200 to about 400 here. So the question is, can you make money on the upward trend? Well, let's take a look to see with the stochastics to see if it's overbought or oversold. Well, this is good. It's definitely oversold, and it's making a move up. So at least in the short term, probably up to the 21-day line, it looks like, yeah, you could probably start moving into it. I'm not moving into this one currently because I don't like buying stocks that trade below their 200-day moving average. But it does look like we're going to probably get a little bit of a pop, at least in the next few days. I don't think this is a long-term trend, but next few days we're going to get a little bit of a pop on this one, moving up. Moving up from 200, maybe to 250 or so. But Tesla's trading in a range from about 200 to 400. We definitely have gone through it's an overbought situation, and now it's probably gonna move up from here, at least in the time frame. So, I wouldn't be against it, but I think there's so many other better places in the market to be right now than in Tesla. Just the way, kind of the way it's going. All right, WMO. Let's look at WMO real quick and just kind of see what's going on there. Oh, did I get that right? Um, WMO. All right. Well, let's see. WMO. I'm not getting one on that. I'm sorry. It's WMB. Excuse me. All right. That was a little typo there. WMB. There we go. Williams. Williams is a great company. It's based, of course, in Tulsa. I think it's based in Tulsa, Oklahoma Pipeline Company. It unfortunately on this chart, it is trading below the 200-day moving average, which is something that I'm not necessarily a fan of. Where we're below that 200-day moving average, and it's getting to the point based on the stochastic oscillator. It's becoming oversold. So I definitely think you're going to get some resistance at the 50-day line. I wouldn't be a buyer here. It's got a good relative strength, but it is trading below the 200-day line. It is an upward trend, but I definitely think you're going to see some resistance at the 50-day line. And the 50-day line is basically here at 3203. So that's your 50-day line here, and I definitely think you're going to get some resistance. Currently, it's at 31. So I probably would not be a buyer of this one just because of what's going on with the with that. So I probably would not be a buyer of Williams companies at this level. I think there's better opportunities in the oil patch, probably, and I'm going to take a look at a few of those in just a second. Um, oh, rig. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to kind of go and take a look at some of the shares that we could possibly we could possibly get here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the I'm going to go up here to our ready list. Let's kind of copy that. I'm going to go to our ready list here. Go. All right. So now uh, with the ready list, I want to look at a few of the opportunities here that we could possibly see on the ready list. And that basically is no, didn't get over to the ready list. So let's see if we can do that here. Hmm. There we go. There's the ready list. It was a little bit hard to see, a little bit hard to see there. There we go. All right. So with the ready list, what I'm doing is I'm going to look for some that I think might be in potentials here. So let's take a look at Phillips 66 PSK. This one might be ready to go. Part of the reason I like these, there we go. Yeah, nope, PSX, excuse me. Phillips, there we go. So let's see if this one's ready to go. I'm going to take a look at the chart here for Phillips 66. There we go. And this is the chart for Phillips 66. One of the things I like about this chart is I think this should do well as the market strengthens. This is the reversal line. We're above that 200-day line. We're above the 21-day line, and we're above the 10-day line. This is what they call proper stacking. So this is properly stacked. The buy point on this one is at about 111, but it's currently at a 100. I definitely think that we have a nice little run here, potentially of about 10 points here. And this is a very strong stock in a good area. If you'll notice, it has a 100% checklist here. This is Phillips 66 PSX is the PSX is the symbol on this one. So this is from the ready list, by the way. PSX, and this is Phillips 66. And I definitely like this one as we come out of this base, because we're coming out of a base very nicely. We've got a 100% checklist. We're in a good area of the market. Even though the price of oil has gone down, Phillips has a lot of refining capacity, and I think their profits will be very, very good. This is also the right sector of the market to be buying in. And if we look at the weekly chart here, we have some very nice increases in profit, which we're definitely looking for. The earnings are the November 11th, so we've got time for that. As you can see, even on the weekly chart, it's coming out of this very nice cup formation. So my guess is Phillips 66 is going to run higher, and that's part of the one that you can see on the list. Remember, just all you have to do to take a look at the list, super easy, is just go to just go to the list, the ready list, and that is https://bit.ly/DTF_RL, and that will give you the ready list for these stocks. But that's one I think that you might want to take a look at, because it definitely is looking good. All right. Charles says he took profits today on Dory, but you think South America will be in better shape than the USA? You know what? That's a very good question. I think that I'm actually becoming somewhat more of a South American bull in some ways, because I think that we've got so many problems. We've got so many problems in North America and Europe that one of the few places that left to turn to is South America, and so that's one of the reasons why I do like some of the stocks in South America. The biggest problem in South America, of course, is the currency problem. The dollar has been appreciating strongly against most of the South American currencies, so that is an issue. Depends on how you buy it, but I like PBR a lot. Of course, that's the Brazilian National Oil Company. Definitely like that one. All right, thoughts on the Qs, QQQ, and of course, this is the QQQ is the Nasdaq 100 ETF, and it is looking pretty decent. Now, the problem right now though, I probably would not be buyer of a Qs for a specific reason. It's really more based on my kind of take of the market. With the higher interest rates, we are in a situation where with the higher interest rates, where many of the stocks that really worked well that were in the QQQ, the technology stocks, aren't working as well. Now, of course, there are people that are buying stocks off the bottom like Netflix. I personally am not very good at that, just because, for a lot of reasons. But would I buy the QQQ? Well, it's not a bad formation. It's got a nice cup here, and it does look like it's probably going to move forward. But I probably would not be a buyer of. I probably would not be the buyer of the Qs. Let's look at the Qs. I was showing you Phillips 66, and I was like, wow, that's a great chart. Here's the problem that I have with the Qs. They're under the 200-day moving average, which all the indexes are. It's gone down, but now we've got that reversal, so we're moving up. But here's the problem. We have resistance at the 21-day line, and so I do think that we're probably going to get a little bit beyond that, maybe all the way up to the 50-day line. But I think right now I'd be really careful. I'd wait a little bit on this one. I'd put this on the watch list. I wouldn't be a buyer here on this one. I wouldn't be a buyer on this one just because of it's an index, but it does look strong. So that is a way that you could participate. I think the better bet, if you're going to go with an index, is the SPDR SPY. And of course, if you're following the the ETF strategy, and let me just show you something on every time on my show. If you're following the ETF strategy, what you want to do is the first day of a follow through day, which was today, or the next day, which will be Monday, you want to buy 100% of an index fund. But I really recommend, at least here, I recommend the S&P 500 one, the Spider, over the Nasdaq, because I think it's going to benefit a little bit better with the higher interest rates, because many of the stocks that are in the S&P 500 are banks, smaller regional banks, and they will do better probably than some of the tech companies. But here's the chart on that one. We definitely are moving up. It's very similar to the Nasdaq chart, but I think this is a little bit better. I think the Spider is a little bit better than the QQQ right now, just because of what I was talking about. But both very good. Here's one thing I want to show you. Every time you look at the slide, and if you're subscribed to our channel on YouTube, you can just look at the thumbnail, and if you can see, you see how that is the green thumbnail with an up. That means that the market is in a confirmed uptrend. We change this every time the direction of the market changes. The market changed direction today, so that's why we have a green arrow there. And prior to this, we had a red arrow because the market was in a downtrend. What that means is that if you're following the strategy, if you're following the ETF strategy, this is a good time to be all in the market at the moment. So that's kind of how that works. All right. Charles, thank you very much. But let's see if we can get somebody else. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's look at the TBT and see. This is the interesting one. And this should be doing well, because this is when interest rates go up, this one tends to move up as well. It's off a little bit after hours. But here is the TBT, definitely moved up, and boom, there we go. It's just kind of continued to move up. Look at the amount of buying that's happening here. Look at that spike at the end of the day, tremendous. As we know from our if we know from our finance classes, if we see interest rates go up, then if the value of bonds will go down. So this is an inverse bond fund. So as bond values go down, this goes up 2x. That's why this is doing so well here. Just going up, and probably will be that way for a while, I'm afraid. All right, let me see if I can take somebody from from TikTok here. I think it gaps down on Monday. I doubt that. I doubt that, and the reason I doubt it gaps down is because we had a fall through day on 2 or more indexes. So that's going to be. I think we're going to get strength on Monday, just based on that. So that's kind of my opinion. How do you think twist rate will go next month? Oh, I think we're going to get higher. I think we're going to get higher interest rates. Absolutely. The Fed is dedicated, unfortunately, to pushing up the interest rates to kill inflation. Will that work? Well, I'm not sure it will, but they're definitely dedicated to it. Let's go to Nicola, which is amazing because I guess they arrested the founder, but they're starting to turn out vehicles. I don't know what's going on there. I'd be a little concerned on this one personally, because this chart does not look good, and they're not profitable as far as I know. So let's take a look at the fundamentals here. Yeah, they don't have any recorded sales, and so they don't have any recorded profits. I would skip this one. You're better off if you want to be in the automotive sector, which is not the best place to be right now. I would recommend Cummins or somebody like that, but this is not one that I would buy. Absolutely not, because you don't want to catch a falling knife, and unfortunately, this is a falling knife. Current value on this one per share $3.02. I mean, it was all the way up here basically, at 80. So this thing is just a shell of its former self. It's worth about 3% of what it was. So I would not be a buyer of Nikola. I just don't think it's I don't think it's a very good idea to do that. Well, we're almost out of time here. We've gone about 30 minutes. Okay, well, here's the thing. I want if you have a chance to, of course, you know, take a look at the um, take a look at the list, because we've got a lot of good stuff going on there. The ready list, to get the ready list, all you have to do is go to https://bit.ly/DTF, all caps, underscore capital R, capital L. This is the list here that I'm providing to everybody. You can definitely see it here, and it's a good idea to kind of get an idea to do. I'm going to be doing work over the weekend, of course, to see kind of which one, which ones that I'm going to be looking at. But if you want to take a look at this list over the weekend, and I'm going to be probably buying off this. I'm probably going to be buying off this list. This is what it looks like here, and there we go. This is what the list looks like, and it has basically quite a few things. It has about it has 49 different names that are in here that are ready, that probably will do better than our average. This, of course, is alphabetical here, but some of these ones I've already owned. I own Lilly. Um, for instance, oops, I own Lilly here. I also own. Let's see. I own this one. This is a semiconductor. This is kind of an exception for me because I'm not as big in semiconductors. That's done well for me. I'm looking to buy um, probably Sinclair here. Uh, that's kind of one. That's kind of one I'm looking to buy. I don't own it yet. HF Sinclair. And if you'll notice, these are all on the ready list here, and potentially ready to go. Phillips 66 is the one we talked about today, which I like as well. This will be on Monday, and then of course I also own Exxon here. I own Exxon as well. So if we look at it, and interestingly enough, Yelp is on here. I got to really kind of look at that one to see, but a lot of oil and gas names. Murphy Oil is another one that I like a lot. But I'm looking at Dyno here, and I'm also looking at Phillips 66. Those are the two that I'm probably going to do something with. Those are the two that I'm probably going to do something with. You can see this list super easy. Just go over to this address, https://bit.ly/DTF_RL, and you'll be able to get that list. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. I hope everyone is having a very nice, going to have a very nice weekend this weekend. I'm sure going to try for that. Let's see if we've got any. Oh, we got a lot more questions that I didn't get to. QQQ rig. Thoughts on QQQ? We've been down for the last, yeah. We've been down for the last 10 or 12 days. Why did we go up today? Well, because we had a fall through day. That's why. So we have a fall through day, and I'm hopefully that's going to give us a new leash on the market. I think we could see a very, very nice go here. Also, one other question here, and this is probably the last one. AEHR, is that still a good buy? It's a little extended, unfortunately. I wish, I started buying it this week. I did add to the position yesterday. It's a little extended. I probably wouldn't buy it. I probably wouldn't buy it. I would add to it because I have a position, but I don't think I would. Let's see if I can bring that. Let's see if I can bring that up. There we go. So this is AEHR, and we are a little extended. Unfortunately, we're above that. We're above that 1943 pivot, and that's unfortunate. So right now on this one, yeah, we're 7%. We could actually buy it up to 10%. You could buy this technically. It's 7% above the pivot. So you could buy it here. I wouldn't buy it too much above this. The best way is to buy it within 5% of the pivot, but you could definitely buy it here. I'd be really careful, and I wouldn't buy more than a half a position because this will probably pull back a little bit. It is slightly extended, but I definitely think it's very strong. And so, yeah, I definitely think you could buy it at least probably as long as it doesn't get too far above that pivot. So I think that right now, right now the buy point 1943. It's currently at 2079. It's pulled back a little bit. Here's what I would try to do on this one. I would set a limit order at 20. I would set a limit order at 20, and that's probably where I would try to buy this. But I wouldn't buy a huge amount because this one is getting a little extended. So for AEHR, limit order at 20. That's kind of what I would look to do for this stock. So that's what I would look to do. A limit order at about 20. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the show. It's always fun to do the show. And I just want to ask you a favor. Please like the show. Definitely like it when you like the show. That helps us a lot. Also, if you're not already a member of if you're not already a member of the Action Trailers, or if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor, and super easy. Please like and subscribe to the channel. That helps us out so much. And I will be back on Monday at 5 again. And so definitely download that. Download the list. Download the list, the ready list, because I think that there's a lot of good stuff contained in that. I think we're going to see an uptrend. A matter of fact, I know we are. So you definitely want to get in on that. You definitely want to get in on that list. You want to get in on that list. So go to this address, and you'll just be able to download it directly. So I didn't even put a restriction on it, but just download the list, and that is going to give us some things to buy probably on Monday. So everybody, I hope you're having a good weekend. I'll be back, of course. Let's see, when was the last thing? Have a good weekend too. Absolutely. And happy trading to everybody. See you on Monday at 5.